Mark is 72. His fasting glucose had been stable for years. Then, with no change to diet or medication, it climbed from the 120s into the 180s. His doctor blamed age. The real reason was 2 glasses of water a day. We changed nothing else. Within 2 weeks, his readings dropped and stayed. 4 hydration mistakes become critical after 60. Nobody talks about them. Mistake number 4, counting coffee, tea, and juice as water. This is the most common mistake, and it's the one that explains the most unexplained blood sugar variability in people over 60. Think about your typical morning. Coffee to wake up, maybe a glass of juice, perhaps a tea mid-morning. By the time most people drink their first glass of plain water, half the day is already gone, and their cells have been running in deficit since the night before. Coffee is a diuretic. It actively pulls water out of your body. For every cup of coffee, you need an additional 8 ounces of plain water just to break even, not to make progress on hydration, but to avoid going backwards. Tea is generally better, but it is not the same as plain water for cellular hydration. And juice, even freshly squeezed, even natural, spikes blood sugar rapidly because the fiber has been removed and the sugar is concentrated. A glass of orange juice delivers the same sugar load as 3 whole oranges, but without the fiber that would normally slow absorption. Your blood sugar spikes. Your insulin follows. All before breakfast has even started. Your cells need water. Not flavored liquid, not diuretic beverages. Water. If your morning consists of 2 cups of coffee and a glass of orange juice, your cells are starting the day in deficit. Your insulin is already elevated from the juice, and your dehydration is already worsening from the coffee before you've eaten a single meal. And if counting the wrong drinks is already working against you, wait until you hear what the temperature of your water is doing. Mistake number 3, drinking cold water, especially in the morning. This is the one that surprises people most. And I want to be clear, this isn't folk medicine. There's a physiological mechanism behind it. Cold water causes vasoconstriction. Your blood vessels tighten. That reduces circulation to cells and slows glucose uptake. And for people over 60 whose circulation is already less efficient, that effect is more pronounced. Here is the part most people miss. Your digestive system needs good blood flow to absorb water efficiently in the first place. When cold water tightens circulation, your gut absorbs water more slowly. So the very cells you are trying to hydrate have to wait even longer to get what they need. When circulation is reduced by the cold, your gut absorbs water more slowly, meaning the cells that need hydrating most urgently have to wait even longer. Room temperature water, or slightly warm water, is absorbed significantly more efficiently. And in the morning specifically, when your body's core temperature is lower after an overnight fast and your cortisol is naturally elevated, cold water forces your body to work harder to warm it. That extra physiological effort triggers a mild stress response, and stress responses raise blood sugar. Cortisol signals your liver to release stored glucose before you have eaten anything. Starting the day with a cold drink is effectively giving your liver permission to raise your blood sugar at the worst possible moment. The fix is almost embarrassingly simple. Put a glass of room temperature water on your nightstand tonight. Drink it first thing tomorrow morning before anything else. No coffee, no juice, no cold water from the fridge. Room temperature water first. That single change, done consistently, addresses the natural blood sugar rise that happens in the early morning, the dawn phenomenon, before it can escalate. But if your morning water is the problem, mistake number 2 is what happens for the rest of the day, and most people never connect it to their blood sugar at all. Mistake number 2, drinking most of your water in the evening. Let me tell you about Patricia. She's 71. She'd been managing her diabetes for 15 years and knew her body well. But over the past year, her readings became unpredictable. Same meals would give completely different numbers. Her doctor ran every test. Everything looked fine on paper. When we looked at her daily routine, she was drinking most of her fluids after 6 p.m. She didn't want to use the bathroom during the day. She was still volunteering, still active, and found it inconvenient. So she was dehydrated all day, her cells resistant throughout the most metabolically active hours, and then overhydrated at night, which disrupted her sleep. And as we now know, poor sleep raises insulin resistance the following day. There was a second problem too. Waking up repeatedly through the night to use the bathroom meant Patricia's cortisol spiked each time she was disturbed. By morning, that cortisol had been elevated for hours, driving up her fasting glucose before she had eaten a thing. Her blood sugar problem wasn't happening at dinner, it was happening at 3 a.m. We restructured her hydration to front-load the day. More water in the morning and afternoon, less in the evening. Within 3 weeks, her readings stabilized. The unpredictability disappeared. Your cells need hydration during the hours when your metabolism is most active, not as a catch-up at 9 p.m. The timing matters as much as the volume. A practical rule: aim to drink at least 2/3 of your daily water before 4 p.m. After that, sip only enough to stay comfortable. Your kidneys slow at night, and the water you drink after 6 p.m. does far less for your metabolic health than the same amount drunk in the morning. But none of these 3 mistakes explain why some people do everything right and still stay dehydrated. Mistake number 1 is the reason, and almost nobody knows it. Mistake number 1: ignoring the mineral factor. This is the most overlooked piece of the hydration puzzle, and it explains why some people do everything right. They drink plenty of water and still feel dehydrated and still see elevated blood sugar. Glucose transport in your cells is electrical. Insulin sends an electrical signal telling cells to open their glucose channels. Without adequate minerals, specifically magnesium, potassium, and sodium, that signal weakens. The cell can't respond properly, even if your insulin levels are fine. Think of it like a phone with a flat battery. The incoming message is there, but the phone can't act on it. Your insulin can be perfectly normal, your blood sugar can look reasonable, and your cells can still be functionally resistant, simply because they lack the electrolytes needed to respond. When you're taking diuretic blood pressure medications, which are extremely common after 60, those minerals are depleted even faster. Your kidneys excrete them along with the excess fluid. This is one of the reasons blood pressure problems and blood sugar problems so often go hand in hand. The medication is doing its job, but its side effect is quietly making insulin less effective. Most doctors don't routinely check magnesium levels, and standard blood tests often miss functional deficiency because the body pulls magnesium from bone to keep the serum reading normal. The fix is not expensive. A pinch of sea salt in your water provides sodium and trace minerals. Magnesium is available in most pharmacies as a supplement. Potassium comes from foods like avocado, leafy greens, and beans. You are not dehydrated because you're not drinking enough. In many cases, after 60, you're dehydrated because you're drinking without the minerals your cells need to actually hold on to that water. What to do instead? The 4 windows. Here's a simple structure that addresses all 4 mistakes. 4 hydration windows per day. Window 1, immediately on waking, 300 to 400 milliliters, room temperature. Rehydrates after the overnight fast. Reduces cortisol-driven glucose release. Primes cells for insulin sensitivity. Window 2, 30 minutes before each meal, 200 to 250 milliliters. Improves blood flow to the digestive system. Slows carbohydrate absorption. Reduces post-meal spikes. Window 3, mid-morning and mid-afternoon, 200 milliliters each. Maintains circulation throughout the metabolically active hours, prevents the gradual dehydration that causes afternoon blood sugar variability. Window 4, 2 to 3 hours before bed, 200 milliliters maximum. Supports overnight kidney function without disrupting sleep. Add a pinch of sea salt or a mineral supplement to your morning and midday glasses. Use room temperature water throughout the day, and stop counting coffee and tea toward your hydration total. That's it. Same water, different timing, different minerals, completely different cellular environment. Every one of these 4 mistakes is fixable, and it starts tonight. Put a glass of room temperature water on your nightstand and begin. If this opened your eyes, hit subscribe. More coming soon. Comment window 1 if you're starting this tonight. Like and subscribe for the next video.